Something that's been on my mind lately is this idea that relationships in its foundation is a partnership, a 50-50 teamwork lifestyle where, you work together and it's just the embodiment of the relationship. And that's what makes a healthy relationship. But I tend to disagree because I've seen a lot of relationships that go 50-50 and it doesn't necessarily work out. And some relationship where women say that I want a man that is a leader, but I want a man that is also willing to lead, be led, right, by his woman. And I think that in itself is a reflection of the society that we are in right now, where a lot of these people don't understand their roles and they look at the man and the woman as equals. They look at them that they could do everything the same way. Everything that a man could do, a woman could do, and vice versa, right? But the foundation of gender dynamic is that we are not the same. Men and women are not equal in the sense of who they are. A man and a woman are not equal. As human beings, yes, we are all equal. Human life is valuable, right? Obviously, there's a value in human life. But the burden of responsibility in a man compared to a woman is not even the same remotely, not even close. Yes, it is the expectation of a man to be the leader, the provider, give the woman the sense of security, be the role model to make sure that they are going in the correct direction. The woman does not have the same burden of performance. She follows the man's lead. She is meant to be the nurturer, be submissive, as well as provide the emotional intelligence. And a lot of women, I feel, are saying they want a man that's providing emotional intelligence, but that is not the man's responsibility. Nor is it the responsibility of the man to make his woman happy, because women lead with their feelings, their emotions, and their feelings could fade. So when you provide a woman with everything, all the happiness, you spoil her, and you do everything that she wants, it doesn't lead to happiness necessarily. It's temporary, and it leads to the woman getting bored. Look at the case with Aisha Curry. Steph Curry gave her everything that she ever wanted: a home, a family, success, helped her with her career, with her cooking career, give her books and all this stuff, and she still feels empty and she still doesn't respect him as a man. And I think it's important to understand that a relationship at its core is a natural hierarchy where the man is in charge and the woman follows. There are no two leaders. And a lot of women want to use this sense where it's like the vice president and the president, or COO, CEO, and COO. That's what a relationship is. And there are exceptions to the rule. Look at the example of Erica Kirk, who's continuing Charlie Kirk's legacy, but she's not doing the exact same thing that Charlie Kirk is doing. I'm sure they have a special connection, special relationship where he probably told her in advance, in case something were to happen to me, this is what I need to get done. But she's not going on the campus tours, doing all these things. She's not doing exactly what Charlie Kirk is doing, because, and not to say she isn't capable of doing it, but that's not her role. Her role in life is to be a mother, to be supportive, give him his peace, and um, provide that nurturement that women are better at than men ever could wish they could possibly um, be good at. So with Erica Kirk, she has this responsibility of being a mother and being nurturing and whatnot, but that wasn't Charlie's role. Charlie's role was to be the provider and be the leader and give her that sense of security and provide that masculine energy into the relationship and be leading with God first, which is what a lot of people do backwards. They lead with family, friends, wife, and then God. God is in the bottom. No, it's God first, then your wife, then your children. That is the hierarchy. And the hierarchy also is extended into regular relationships. Because if the case is that men and women in relationship is a partnership, then that means that we will go 50-50 forever. Both men and women will be working all at the same time, and we'll go 50-50 on the bills, everything, right? And don't get me wrong, because of the times we live in right now, and times are tough, that is something that is unfortunately the reality, where a lot of couples are going to have to go in that direction. Which is why I want the best for our economy, where we could go back to the days where a man could just work and then the woman could stay home and take care of the household and the children and whatnot. But just because that is not reality doesn't mean that that's still not the ideal biology within ourselves, where um, women don't desire to work. Women do not desire to be leaders. Women who lead don't really lead to anything that's substantial. Women lead into the end of the relationship. That is the fact. Every woman who I've seen that is like the leader, the alpha of the relationship, she's outside of her feminine. She becomes bitter, bored, frustrated. And when you give a woman leverage and power, women, no offense, can do evil things with that leverage and power because it's not meant for them. When women have power, they don't know what to do with it. It's so much responsibility, so much burden that it gets them outside of their biology. But men are not meant to care about their feelings. Men are not meant to strive for happiness. Men lead with purpose. And when you lead with purpose, it allows your woman to be at her peace, allow her to be in her true feminine form. Because again, the burden of performance is always on a man. And since the Bible, since the ancient times, it's always been that way. And when you have, now, with that being said, I don't think every man is worthy to be followed. It's important for the woman to understand a man, because I know there's a lot of men that change after they get into a relationship. They get comfortable and lazy. And I think it's important that obviously men shouldn't be letting a woman follow them, but also a woman shouldn't let any man lead them either. Because not all men are worthy to be led or to be followed, I should say. And I noticed that there's this time where a lot of women, when a man asks them, what do you have, like, what makes you different? What do you have to offer in a relationship? And a lot of women will say, I'm a woman, I don't need to bring anything to the table. And it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, say what you want. A relationship at the end of the day has transactional values, transactional traits. But at the end of the day, even if that isn't the case, it's still a value exchange. Women want security, men desire sex, peace. Just to be around a woman is just, nowadays a lot of men are struggling with this same issue. Men don't have a lot of requirements when it comes to a woman. As long as she's beautiful, she's, quiet somewhat, doesn't talk back, isn't rambunctious, isn't obnoxious, doesn't embarrass me, they'll legit just settle for almost any woman. Um, but women require the top tier man that's going to be able to do all the things that they want, pay their bills, you know, give them a sense of security, have a house, have a car, be a leader. When times get rough, when things get stressed out, that he's stoic and he's able to, when any problem arises, he's just calm and able to um, give her that sense of safety, no stress. And I think a lot of times we tend to just forget that these are our rules. Men and women are not partners. We are meant to complement each other in our strengths and our weaknesses. And I noticed that a lot of women now, they lead with that thing. I make this much money. I have a car. I have a house. Um, I make this much money. Um, but what does that do for a man? You having a house, you having a car does not benefit anything. That benefits you. And those are masculine traits and masculine qualities to bring to the table. It's a man that's supposed to say that he has a car, he has a house, he has income, he has savings, he invests his money, all this stuff. Those are not things that men look for in a woman. Men do not care about a woman's career or her income. Men care about a woman's past, and if she's someone that's gonna, bring peace into his life. But we live in a society right now where a lot of women are in this independent boss babe mentality, and they think that that's what is gonna attract her to a top tier man. And I'll be honest with y'all, the top tier man. Look at people like Chris Brown. He be DMing regular chicks that have no social status. They got like less than 1,000 followers on Instagram. A woman's status isn't determined by her money, but a man's um, status gives him sources to attract a multitude of women. So, like for example, someone like uh, I'm not gonna say who, but like maybe Mr. Beast, like his woman, right, is someone that, yeah, she has her own money and stuff like that, right? I think she was a content creator as well. Not a big time content creator where like she embarrasses herself and whatnot, but she was someone that like had wifely traits. He did not care about her career. He didn't. He saw that she was someone that was like a gold digger that actually brought value, that actually wanted to have a family, and she provided a lot of peace and she put a lot of effort to be with someone like him, not strictly only for his money. And that's something I respect a lot. That he was someone, because when you're someone with that type of status, it's hard to distinguish when someone's fake and when someone's not. And she's from a different country as well. She's from South Africa. And I noticed that a lot of women that are from outside of different nations that are not American tend to have more, how can I say, traditional values, where they understand that the career that they pursue or that they desiring is not what determines whether they can get a relationship or not. And based off what I've seen from her, how she describes herself, she's very shy, quiet, peaceful. She doesn't go out to clubs. She doesn't be streaming like these, Twitch uh, females that be doing promiscuous things and just acting degenerate. And that's something that a lot of men desire. A man like Mr. B will marry a woman that works at McDonald's as long as he's um, getting loyalty from her and peace. Men don't ask for a lot. And a woman like that is someone that he's going to take more seriously, because a man don't want to argue with someone that, like a woman that says, I'm not gonna follow a man until he shows he's masculine, or I'm not gonna be in my feminine unless a man shows me he's gonna be in his masculine. That, you see, that's low IQ. So that means I'm not gonna be masculine unless you show me that you're capable of being feminine. No, you should just be naturally feminine. You should be naturally masculine, because that's within your gender. That's within your biology. Everything has to. I noticed that we live in an age where everything has to have certain like standards or requirements beforehand, and that's not how it is. That's not how this works. Like a man that is a top tier that most women want is not gonna like deal with someone that's combative and challenging respectfully. Men don't like that. Men legit don't want to be with someone that's gonna be um a headache, because we already have enough headaches in life. We want someone that's gonna like be available and open and like when I say, hey, I'm gonna go to this restaurant. Get ready tonight. I'm gonna go pick you up, and then men don't want to hear. Oh, maybe I don't know if I'm gonna make time. No, men want to hear a woman that's gonna be like, okay, I'll be ready at that time. Simple. As I know it sounds messed up, to a certain extent, but like honestly, I don't think it sounds messed up. That's just what men desire. I'm just speaking the truth because men don't want someone that's complicated. That's going to be talking back to them. Now, mind you, there are some men that are very controlling, right? But there's a difference between being controlling and having standards and boundaries. Because the path of self love requires you to have boundaries, and within those boundaries, you can take it or leave it. For example, if I meet a woman and I find out that she has 3 different baby daddies, right, and she wants to be with me, and she gets mad at me because it's like, how dare you judge me for my past and this and that, and I'm like, well, I mean, you have 3 different baby daddies. I don't want nothing to do with that. Respectfully, that's my boundary. That doesn't mean that I look at you any different. It's not me judging you. That I'm looking out for myself because I'm someone that wants to start his own family from the ground up. And these are simple things that delusional people from both sides be arguing with people. And this is why a lot of relationships right now are very messy and very much toxic because they just don't have enough boundaries and self-respect to allow someone to come into your life that's not going to bring any type of value. Like right now in my life, I'm someone that wants a woman that's going to be my peace, is going to be supportive, because little things like that. Like, for example, if I'm grinding on my YouTube journey, I just reached 1,000 subscribers, and I'm someone right now where I would love a woman that's going to be supporting my channel, liking my videos, and um, so I just saw my food's about to be here in a few minutes, and I think that it's important to just have boundaries and be able to just be openly honest with each other about what we want. There was a woman I actually met a few months ago, and she was like, I'm gonna be going out to the clubs with my friends, and I'm like, okay, so is that something that's gonna change if you decide to be in a relationship with me? And she said, I mean, I like my freedom. I like to do whatever I want. That's something we can discuss, and that in itself was already a red flag. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is not gonna go any further. And she said, well, that's controlling. How are you gonna do this to me? Like, you don't even know me, and this and that. It's like, why are you trying to like tell me what I can or cannot do? I'm like, I'm not. You can go to the clubs. You could go out with your friends, go out and drinking, right? Whether it's with me or without me, right? That's on you. That's just not something I'm going to accept. That's just know that you will be single. You will not be in a relationship with me because that is a quality that I do not allow in my relationship. I don't want my woman on social media, especially Instagram, because Instagram is the #1 dating app in the world. I don't want my woman going out to the clubs where there's people that could be putting stuff in her drink and being around a whole bunch of horny guys, and around guys who be doing shootouts and starting drama and all that. I don't want her around that environment, and I don't want a woman that's going to be doing drugs or being promiscuous, or posting on social media acting like she's single. Like, these are standards that I have. So you could either accept me for who I am, or you can go live your life, have your freedom, girl. Go do whatever you want. So it's important to have these boundaries. And so again, back to the topic, relationship are not a partnership. And I think this is why we are cooked right now as a society.